So right now I'm in a parking space, but I'm facing forwards in this parking space. I need to reverse out. So if you're doing a test in your own car, don't start the test like this because it makes it much harder. If you have your car and you bring it to the test center, reverse in so that when you're driving out again, it's much simpler for you. But if you end up in this situation, you've got to reverse out. We're going to do it nice and safely. So make sure you look around first, get the biting point first of all, because if you don't, the car could potentially roll forward into that bollard over there. So I'm going to get my biting point, and I know I've got my biting point on because I can feel the car revving and I can feel the car trying to move back, but the handbrake is holding it still. And then now, once I know it's safe, handbrake down, and I want the back of the car to go towards the right. So I'm going to turn towards the right while the whole time I'm checking everywhere, ready to stop if anyone is next to me. But so far it's looking good. Then once I've got my car in a position where I can go straight, I'll go into first, look around again, especially over my left side there, and then now I can carry on. So this area is quite slow, so I'm just going to keep it in first gear, watching out for any people that will do stuff like that. So I don't need to go too fast here because the speed limit around here is 10 miles per hour. We're inside the estate where Hendon Test Centre is, so I'm going to keep it in first for now. Then once I come out of the road into the main road, I'll go a bit faster and I can think about changing gears. On these speed bumps here, ease off the gas because they're very harsh. They might look small, but the way they're shaped, they make it super harsh. So off the gas, and then that way the car goes over it a bit smoothly. We're going to turn left at the end, so check my center mirror, then my left mirror, signal left about this far away from the junction. And position myself towards the left a little bit. Some people here, they'll go there, but I'm going left, so I'm position myself towards the left. And then now it's a bit clearer, bit of gas, 30 miles per hour here, into second, into third. I'm doing around just under 30 miles per hour now. I'm turning right at the next traffic lights. So once I hear that instruction, I need to move over to the right. So my center mirror, right mirror, signal right, and then check my mirror again before I move into the lane, and then cancel it. So don't leave it until you get to the lights to start changing lanes. It'll be too late by then. Think about moving to the right nice and early so that you don't have to worry about it when you get close to the lights. So there, I went into second because third was getting a bit too much for that speed. And I'll signal here. I'm hoping to make it through, but it's going to be red now, so I'm going to reduce my speed. What you see a lot of learners do, or a lot of drivers do actually, is they'll try to rush the light to make it through while it's green. Don't do that. Don't get into the habit of trying to make it through the green light. If it changes to red, it changes to red. Just stop and be comfortable with stopping for a red light. If anything, if it's been green for a long time, you should start actually slowing down a little bit just to be ready in case it changes to red. Don't do the opposite or what some people do, which is go fast, because if you do that, you might run the red light, or when you get there, you have to really slam on your brake to make sure you stop properly. So you don't want to do that. Just when you see the light's been green for ages, ease off the gas a little bit and then prepare for it to go to red. So this is a long light, that's why I'm kind of relaxed. I've got my handbrake on, going to neutral, got my feet kind of chilled now. But if I was, inexperienced and I didn't know this junction properly, I wouldn't be like this. I would be in gear, ready like this. Yeah. And I don't have to have my biting point on, because my biting point on will be too much for the car and it's going to eventually burn the clutch. But if I have it down like this way, all I have to do now, once it goes to amber, is get the biting point, add some gas, handbrake down, and the car should move off smoothly. But if I was to have it in neutral, then I've got to do this, then I have to do that. It's a lot of work to do, especially if you're not that experienced. So instead, I've got it ready. So all I have to do now is get the biting point, add some gas, handbrake down. You see, less steps. Now I'm gonna go towards the right here, check my mirror though, because sometimes people in the left lane might make a mistake, or they might just try to use the left lane to turn right. So that's why I was checking both mirrors. And now I'm gonna increase my speed. This is a 50 section here. So now I'm doing just 40 miles per hour and into fourth. A nice little pothole in the road there. And 45 now. But then the speed limit is dropping, so I need to reduce my speed a bit, and I'm doing 40. So I don't want to be doing past 40 miles per hour when I go past that sign there. So going around the bend, we've got this slip road on the left there. I'm checking my mirror to make sure there's no one just coming in from the slip road, but now there's no one. Then I can carry on, and I can see there's traffic slowly building up ahead of me, so I don't want to go past them too fast. And then I can see the reason why there's traffic is because of the red light, so I'm just going to start reducing my speed as well. I'm in fourth right now. I'm going to start braking and then clutch down around here into first. Then I can creep forward a little bit. So you see, you notice that I brought my speed right down nice and early. Some people will wait until they get here to bring the speed down, and then they end up having to brake really hard. Bring your speed down really early so that by the time you're stopping, you're already going slow, so that you're slowly going towards the stationary car. Not going here and then stopping, but stopping slow, slowing down early and then crawling towards the traffic. So now as everyone's moving into gear, biting point, gas, clutch down into second. So this light, I'm keeping an eye on it because it might change. Once it get here though, I'm not going to stop even if it starts changing to amber. Then I can carry on now. So there's quite a lot of traffic here. I'm not going to be trying to zoom past everybody here. So I'm just going at a nice steady pace like this. Just getting to third because I'm doing like 25 now. Looking ahead, see what's happening in my lane. So far it's looking good. Nice and clear. And then that light's been green for ages, so that could change. So I'm checking my mirror first to see who's next to me, how far are they. Covering my brake a little bit. Then picking a point of no return, so that means that once I get here, even if it starts changing, I'm not going to stop. That way I'm not running the risk of slamming my brake because I'm panicking about the amber light. I already made up my mind about what I'm going to do. So now there's lots of traffic here going into Brent Cross. So now I'm in first gear, keeping an eye on that guy's door. So moving slowly can be quite challenging for a lot of learners. And the mistake that lots of them make is they drive too close to the car in front. And then they end up having to do everything that this vehicle does. They have to do it straight away as well. And that's really difficult to do. So to make it easy, give yourself a nice little gap between you and the vehicle in front. That way when they brake, you have time to respond. You can then take your time to brake smoothly. When they move off, you can then take time to move off as well. In a traffic situation like this, there's no need to be right behind them and stick close to them because no one's going anywhere fast, so there's no need for you to be in a rush. And then you might be asking yourself, is it worth going into neutral? And if you're in a long traffic situation, sometimes it is, because your foot can get really tired. So if I was to stay with my clutch the whole time here, my foot is going to get really tired. So once I stop for a second, I can go into neutral, then I can rest my foot for a bit. Yeah. So even if this car moves a little bit, I can see ahead he's not going anywhere because there's lots of traffic ahead of them. So I'm not going to be panicking trying to move off with him. So look what's happening ahead of them, and then once you see that traffic start moving, then you can start getting ready. So I think a lot of learners panic thinking, oh my God, if I take maybe a half a second long, then everyone behind me is going to hate me. Don't think like that. Just be a bit more relaxed. Remember that you are entitled to be on the road just like anyone else. So sometimes learners, they'll have this idea in their head that they are in people's way or that they shouldn't be on the road, that they're not allowed on the road. Once you've got your provisional license, and if you got in a car, you're learning in a car that's insured and taxed, you're entitled to be on the road. So don't feel like you're, an extra person that's not supposed to be there. You can be there. So relax.